Друзья, только что закончилась конференция «Глобальный кризис. Бремя правды».
Friends, the conference, The Global Crisis, Time for the Truth, has just ended. It was an incredible event. The facts announced at this conference can change the life of every person. The truth that the speakers of the conference covered was about climate change and environmental degradation. But what shocked me the most were the facts about what is actually happening in our consumer format of society. The last part of the conference, dedicated to the problems of refugees and devoted to the absurdity of the consumer format, is shocking and cannot leave anyone indifferent. Friends, it's time for us to honestly face the truth. It's time to put our fear aside and boldly look at all these terrible things that are happening with our tacit consent. Each of us is responsible for what is currently going on in the world. Every day without a creative society means death of people, death of children, and nobody else but us is responsible for the world we live in.
Very honored to be on the Creative Society platform to speak on this topic, and I'm deeply anguished as a person to hear and see stories from around the world on the global crisis challenge that we have. But with the belief and almost, like a mission-like action that only by uncovering the truth in the society can we all take responsibility for each one of us. Now it's up to each one of us how we come to a decision that we want to make together, for humanity. So while when we're seeing the video and the conference on climate change, which increases the risk of extreme weather events, like storms and floods and wildfires and heat waves, also droughts, making them more unpredictable that we have seen, even in the recent past, it's happened to us in India as well. Rising sea levels and, the rainfall patterns as a result of warmer temperatures, which has destroyed crops and it's killed livestock here. It's threatened livelihoods, and food insecurity has increased. All of which, is leading to massive displacement that we all have seen. I think it's it's a shocking eye opener regarding the magnitude of a global crisis on a lot of issues that the conference has covered.
Konferencja, jak i wszystkie poprzednie, dają dużo do zrozumienia.
As all the previous ones,
Po prostu w iluzji,
it
że
gives a lot
wszystko
for
jest
understanding.
dobrze, będzie dobrze i że jutro będzie tak samo jak dziś.
We live in the illusion that everything is fine and will always be like this, and that tomorrow will be the same as today.
Bliżej stają się kataklizmy.
And the further on,
Im bardziej rzeczywiste
the closer the cataclysms get,
zostają
the
przyczyny
more obvious the reasons become why all this is happening.
Przecież nie można
After all, we can't forever deceive ourselves by fairy tales, illusions, and lies.
zawiedzonym przez bajki, iluzje, kłamstwa.
The moment comes
Przychodzi
when
czas,
everything
kiedy
unravels.
wszystko tajne staje się jawnym. Chodzi mi o
I mean, deception and lies about CO2, that it is anthropogenic, and so on.
i tego, że to
We
jest
have to face it.
fakt, że
If we don't do this and we don't make the right decisions, we will simply disappear as a species, and time is short.
Jeżeli tego nie zrobimy,
If you're not indifferent to your own destiny, the destiny of your children, and all of humanity, watch the entire conference. Everyone's life really
czasu
depends on
mamy
it.
niewiele. Jeśli tobie nie jest obojętny los zwój twoich dzieci, a także całej ludzkości. Obejrz konferencję w całości. Od tego naprawdę zależy życie każdego z nas.
A lot of facts were shocking, and I admit that sometimes my heart was shrinking because of information about climate refugees, about the human trafficking. People, we live in the 21st century, in 2022, and we're thinking about how to explore Mars. Such nanotechnologies in medicine are available to us, and at the same time, we trade people. This information is shocking, and you know, I really like the speaker who said that we were turning a blind eye to this information because it was unpleasant to hear about it, yes, and I hear it in my head, and I hear it from my friends, that, oh, this is such tough information, let's not talk about it. But when we agree that it's easier to close our eyes and just let it happen by our silent consent, that's when we lose. That is, we, people, have to realize that we are the most significant force that drives society. I like that almost all the speakers who took part, including scientists, politicians, and public figures, talked about global integration and the need for global action. So we cannot solve this problem locally. We must act globally.
I live in Houma, Louisiana. In late August, we were struck by one of the strongest hurricanes to ever strike America. A lot of the video that you saw of hurricanes is exactly what happened here. We had 140-mile-an-hour sustained winds. In fact, my home, as so many other homes, were damaged so severely that I'm broadcasting in a recreational vehicle because my home was rendered uninhabitable by the hurricane. I've seen climate change and the devastation of increasing strength and number of hurricanes right here where I live in a way that is absolutely vivid. Thank goodness we have the Creative Society. We have this organization bringing the truth about climate change to the world. This is an outstanding group, all volunteers. That's extremely important. They're not on anybody's payroll. They're all doing this. All of us are today talking with you because we want the truth to be known, and we want to emphasize that the answer is the Creative Society. We need people all around the world to understand the severity of this problem and join together collectively, wherever we are on the planet, to help find a solution.
I'm an Arabic interpreter. It has been a pleasure to be part of such a noble humanitarian cause as Global Crisis Time for the Truth. On the day of the conference, some painful and devastating facts about climate refugees have been voiced that made my heart stand on end. As an interpreter, I had to control my emotions. I had to hold back my tears so that I can continue the interpretation and convey the message accurately. It was a roller coaster of emotions. It was devastating, was painful, it was disappointing, and it was satisfying at the same time. It was devastating to know that on the other parts of the world there is a female climate refugee who's being trafficked 17 times. I've never thought about that before. I've never imagined that one day in my life I would hear these horrible facts. On the other hand, I felt satisfied because as an interpreter, you act as a channel transferring these vital information to your community. I'm really proud to join Creative Society. You guys inspired me. You have all my love and gratitude.
La conférence vient de finir.
The conference has just finished. Very sad topics were still discussed. For example, the plight of refugees. There are now 80 million refugees in the world, even more. They have no rights. They have nowhere to live. They don't know what will happen to their lives tomorrow. And they have no chance of a better future. This is all very sad, and it's happening now. Sometimes they're afraid. Sometimes they just do not believe that it is possible. But it is possible. And this conference was an example of that. I invite everyone to watch this conference to see what we can do together to succeed and truly have a future for everyone, regardless of nationality or place of residence.
Friends, the conference Global Crisis, Time for the Truth opens our eyes to many things without any embellishment. There's only the truth, such as it is. It will leave absolutely no one indifferent. Watch the conference. 12 hours of your time could save the lives of everyone on our planet. This conference was made by people from all over the world, from people for people. And don't look for any catch in what people have done. And let's just start with ourselves. Let's just be more humane to each other and not close our eyes and turn away from the problem. It won't solve itself. Every day we remain silent and do nothing brings more trouble and more deaths.
What I want to say about the conference: it is both tough and exciting at the same time. It is tough with its truth, the bitter truth we now have. The footage that was shown today, all this information announced today by the speakers, probably will not touch, will not pull, as they say, only the dead, because it makes you think. It makes you sympathize. It makes you move forward to solve all these problems and get out of the impasse we all come now with our entire society. The joyful thing is that we have a way out. And we all know that the way out is the building of a creative society, where all people will come together as one big family and look for a way out together.
I honestly think it was truly phenomenal conference. There's a lot of diversity, a lot of different speakers, different topics, very informative and persuasive. I think right now we're in the environmental crisis, ecological crisis, economical crisis. I honestly think that we should try and consider creative society as part of the solution. If you're watching this, please go to creativesociety.com and join the project. There are 3 columns where you can pick your choice. How do you want to be involved with creative society? The very first one is just to stay in a loop about information about creative society. The second one, if you want to take a real action and keep informing and basically take a bigger responsibility. And third action, that's how creative society will be a reality one day.
So far, we still have time. There is time, but it's not 20, 30 years, or not even 10 years. It's only a few years, and we need to unite very urgently. Stop being lazy, get your butt up, and take action. Just inform. It's very simple. Tell a friend, a close one, a relative, a stranger, I don't know, to anyone. Use social networks, TikTok, Instagram. There are so many possibilities. We didn't have this before, but now we have a chance to unite. Everyone must know the truth. Everyone should know about the conference and that there is a way out of the situation and the climate crisis that we are all experiencing. It is the only platform and the only event where the topic of climate and ecology was truthfully raised.
When you look at how people organize this conference and at what level, how many technical, organizational, and a variety of tasks they solve by having this conference at the highest level, you realize that together, people are a huge force. Many thanks to everyone who participated and helped. Friends, thank you very much. We are truly all together when we unite and when we have a common creative goal. We are a big human family.
Созидательное общество — это благороднейшая цель
Creative society is the noblest goal
и
and
задача
task
для
for all
всего
humanity.
человечества.
It doesn't matter what we do,
чем мы
where we
занимаемся,
live,
где мы живем,
what our views are.
какие у нас взгляды.
Nothing matters.
Неважно ничего,
If we
когда у
have a
нас есть
common goal
единая цель, есть
and an
понимание
understanding
важности
of the
того, что мы
importance
делаем.
of what we are
Нет
doing.
никаких границ,
There are no
никаких
boundaries, no
помех,
obstacles,
преград.
no barriers.
Есть просто
There's just a short,
короткий
straight
прямой
path.
путь.
I think we should now tell everyone, we should tell again and again everybody about this conference, because it could really change our society. I just want to invite everyone to join the project Creative Society, because it's the most important project now. We just need creative society, and everybody, we all feel it. We all feel that we just need it, and only what we need is just do it. And so please join, and let's create creative society together.